Manchester City's title charge is officially back on, and this time, the belief is coming straight from inside the dressing room. Midfielder Tijjani Reijnders has sent a clear and confident message to his teammates. The hunt for Arsenal is far from over. And if you read between the lines, it's more than optimism, it's a warning to the rest of the league. After what many described as a shaky January, City have flipped the narrative completely. They're now unbeaten in 7 matches across all competitions. They've strung together 4 straight wins. And most importantly, they've slashed Arsenal's lead at the top of the Premier League table to just 4 points. Not long ago, critics were questioning whether City's dominance era was fading. Now, the momentum is shifting, and it's shifting fast. The turning point? That dramatic comeback win at Anfield. Coming from behind in one of the most hostile environments in English football reignited something inside this squad. Since then, confidence has surged, performances have sharpened, and suddenly the Etihad feels alive again. But let's not forget how different the mood was just weeks ago. January was rough. Frustrating draws against Sunderland, Chelsea, and Brighton had fans restless. City narrowly avoided slipping into a Champions League playoff battle. Questions were raised about fatigue, about tactical predictability, about whether Pep Guardiola's machine was finally stalling. Social media was ruthless. Pundits circled. And yet here they are. Comfortable FA Cup victory over Salford City secured passage into the 5th round. A Carabao Cup final date with Arsenal is set for March 22nd at Wembley, a fixture that could carry enormous psychological weight in the title race. Beat Arsenal there, and suddenly the pressure flips entirely. Speaking after the FA Cup win, Reijnders didn't shy away from the challenge. He admitted points were dropped earlier in the campaign, but insisted the mood inside the camp has remained strong. According to him, belief never left results, just temporarily did. He described City as on the hunt for Arsenal. That wording matters. It signals aggression, intent, pursuit, and hay race where things get interesting. Unless this just standard player confidence. Or are we witnessing the start of another late-season Guardiola surge? Reijnders himself has become a symbol of this resurgence. Since arriving from AC Milan last summer in a £45 million deal, his adaptation hasn't been perfectly smooth. He rotated in and out of the starting XL earlier in the season, adjusting to the physical intensity of the Premier League and Guardiola's demanding tactical system. But now, he looks settled, composed, influential. He's openly praised Guardiola for giving him time to adapt, something not every new signing receives at an elite club with immediate expectations. He's spoken about loving the Premier League and enjoying his role within this squad. That comfort is beginning to show in his performances. And make no mistake, squad depth is becoming a serious weapon again for City. Key defensive pillars like Ruben Dias and John Stones are back from injury, immediately strengthening a backline that looked vulnerable in January. Attacking threats, such as Jeremy Doku and Savinho, are close to returning. New additions like Antoine Semenyo and Mark Guéhi have integrated quickly, adding energy and competition. Even Academy defender Max Aline was handed an opportunity after returning from loan at Watford, though his early injury against Salford is a reminder of how fragile squad depth can be during a run-in. Guardiola even gave his players 3 days off following the FA Cup, when a rare luxury in such a packed schedule. Some see that as confidence. Others see it as calculated recovery ahead of a brutal stretch of decisive fixtures. But here's the controversial angle. Are Arsenal about to face the full weight of a City team that has rediscovered its hunger? Because history suggests when City smell weakness, rarely miss. The psychological battle is now just as important as the tactical one. Arsenal have led for large parts of the season, but closing out a title against Guardiola's Manchester City is an entirely different pressure. The gap is 4 points. The margins are razor thin. And momentum is arguably wearing sky blue right now. Reijnders' rallying call isn't just motivation, it's a declaration. City believe they're coming, and the upcoming Carabao Cup final between the two sides could act as a dress rehearsal for the league showdown that follows. If City lift silverware at Wembley against Arsenal, The mental impact could be enormous. Confidence in one dressing room, doubt in the other. But let's not ignore the risks. Injuries have already disrupted City's rhythm once this season. Defensive depth will be tested again. Fixture congestion remains relentless. And Arsenal are not going to fold quietly. The real question becomes this. Is this resurgence sustainable or just a temporary spike? Are Manchester City gearing up for another trademark late-season takeover? Or will Arsenal finally hold their nerve and break the pattern? Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe City will overtake Arsenal before the season ends? LS Reijnders right to sound this confident, or is this psychological warfare that could backfire? And how big will that Wembley final be in shaping the title race? Drop your thoughts in the comments section.